What's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving into some PvP, taking a look at Blackbeard, the meta killer. Blackbeard's introduction into the PvP game mode has been absolutely devastating. At first, I wasn't super sold on the character, but as time has gone on, as we've seen what he can do against some of these big-ass meta teams, it's just been very, very impressive. On top of that, he's made other teams like Quick and Dex and Int just so disgustingly strong. So in today's video, I have 3 different teams for you guys to take down the Slasher team. Now, this Slasher team has been sort of running riot for a very long time now. It's been killing pretty much everything, but now it just can't compete with the speed that Quick has. It can't compete with the bulkiness that Dex has, and it just can't compete with the shenanigans that Int can throw at them. So we're going to start off with the Quick team. Shout out to Itachi for this particular build. I'm a big fan of this particular team. I am not a big Quick stan, but this particular team is very, very impressive. It also works very, very well against the Int team, which right now I've got as the top team in the game. But against Slashers, man, this team's very, very fluent. It can tank shots from stuff like S-Hawk. It doesn't even let Whitebeard Roger have a chance to go. And because you have so many defensive drops, Kaido basically just eats the team alive. When the team doesn't have a lot of defense, Kaido just goes absolutely berserk. On top of that, Kaido's damage output combined with Blackbeard's nerfing is just so damn impressive. And as you can see, we just easily tore our way through the Slasher team. Now, that Slasher team didn't have Zoro Sanji on it. However, I wanted to fight it because it had Odin and Cracker, which gives them a lot of speed. And the idea of that was just to show you guys that with that speed build-up, we can still actually get our specials off first, which is absolutely ridiculous. Moving on to the Int variation for Blackbeard. This is where Blackbeard shines the most, in my opinion. I've already done a couple videos on this particular team. I actually did a follow-up video where we took on Slashers in that video as well, but I thought I'd quickly squeeze one out in here as well. The big reason I wanted to include this is because I have been using Bonnie over Nami Karina. Nami Karina is still fantastic, great unit to use, and a unit that have actually caused me a lot of problems on defensive teams, but the attack drop that Bonnie can provide, as well as the 3 character special rollback, works awesome. She goes a lot faster as well. Nami Karina, I would find, kind of got pushed towards the back because she wasn't getting the CD reduction. However, Bonnie actually gets the 3 CD reduction, which is awesome. And with that, you can get the special rollback a lot earlier, have stuff like S-Hawk and Luffy go a lot quicker. And basically, once S-Hawk goes on this team, after Bonnie's giving all that attack, he's going to kill 3 units, man. Like, he's just straight up, he's just going to find a way. Like, unless the team is super bulky like a Dex team, he's going to find a way. Comparing this to the Quick build, though, I did find the Quick build to just be a little bit more fluent, mainly because the Quick build stopped the enemy specials, where this particular one, besides obviously Blackbeard and Bonnie, wasn't doing as much as what the Quick team does. The Quick team has Cross Guild, it has Smoothie that are rolling back specials on top of Blackbeard, which they're doing the 3 rollback with Cross Guild and then 2 with Smoothie, compared to Bonnie's just regular 3. And then obviously both teams have Blackbeard because, look, he's the he's the reason we're here, right? He's the reason we're here. But as you can see, like, the Int team has so much bulk. The Quick team you guys saw in the first part of this video can actually take down the Int team. But I'll do a separate video on that. But once again, huge shout out to Itachi for that build. Because, like I said, if I'm ever going to be running Quick, like, that's the Quick team that I'm going to be using. But Int, great at taking down Slashers. A very formidable team with Zoro Sanji and a very, very established bench. Another Slasher team that has been floating around is this one here, with just Strength Luffy on the bench. Strength Luffy's great because he'll trigger the Zoro Sanji passive, and then that way you have just like an absolute demon coming in off the bench that can do some very, very powerful things with his nuking capabilities. However, the Dex team with Blackbeard and Usopp can slow the team down super drastically. Now, in my opinion, this is not the best Dex team. When you look at something like the Int team, that's the best Int team. You look at the Quick team, that was the best Quick team. But this particular team right here, I'm a much bigger fan of running Frankie in the front over Blackbeard and then having a extra shooter on the bench like S-Bear, Kuma, like any shooter will work. Kizaru, the 6+ Akainu, anything like that will be a fantastic option. But Blackbeard and Usopp together cause so much havoc. You slow the enemy team down so much that you have characters like Ace go exceptionally fast. If you had a look there was minus 15 defense The enemy is rocking, and it's crazy. Plus, decks have a lot of really good bulk, so even without, like, the extra Frankie unit for HP on the team, you have a lot of HP still to tank shots like S-Hawk, to tank shots like Roger and Whitebeard. However, if Blackbeard gets hit, because Blackbeard's not getting a lot of passives from this particular team, he's really only getting the buff from Pell being Powerhouse. If he gets hit pretty hard, like, he will just melt. Like, he just dies. So that's a really good showing of that was over here in the challenge fight. As you can see, this particular slasher team is nowhere near as invested as the one that we just fought, but the fact it has a more established bench gave us a little bit more challenge. I should say a lot more challenge, if I'm completely honest, just because they have a lot more damage at the back end, where this team wants to go fast. It wants to take out the enemy front lines and then try and avoid specials from those big damage characters like S-Hawk, Roger Whitebeard, and then followed up by Odin. I found Odin to be the most nuisance for this particular team just because of that extra fixed damage. As I mentioned, the Dex team can tank S-Hawk very nicely. Like, S-Hawk going this quickly was just like, holy shit, what the hell? That was very good RNG for the challenge fight. So the fact that we could tank that, as you can see, Ace, Pell, and Kaido all managed to tank it very nicely. Pell is now hitting like an absolute weapon because we're dropping so much defense. Ace is dropping defense as well, which is great. And Kaido obviously bypasses defense, so you don't really have to worry about him because he's just automatically doing so much damage. Once Blackbeard gets his nerfing capabilities off, he can bind healing, which actually worked exceptionally here because he already came in with a special, tried to heal up the team, and actually couldn't heal some of the big names like Odin and K-Dad, which is absolutely hilarious. Kaido unfortunately didn't do all that much damage. I was hoping for a little bit more out of Kaido, but like he still did some decent shots. But as you can see, Ace and Pell are still very, very low. We do manage to get Ace's special off, which is exceptional. But the fact that we didn't kill Odin is a bit of a problem, because if Odin goes after S-Hawk and S-Hawk doesn't kill units, Odin will. Just because of that 3,000 fixed damage that he can do. It's just basically a wrap. As you saw there, Blackbeard just absolutely melts when he gets hit by anything because the Dex units aren't buffing the passive. But as you can see by this particular point, the enemy team is already basically down to 2 team members within the first 50 seconds. So even though we do lose our big name hitters like Kaido, Pell, and Ace, by the way, they're the 3 that got hit by S-Hawk, even though we do lose them with good RNG that the enemy has, we can still salvage the fight with our fighter bench. We have more very annoying abilities like Donjin Jiao and his special one and his special rollback. Usopp is kind of doing a mini version of what Blackbeard's doing with his damage over time, his nerfing capabilities and stuff like that as well. So this team works great. You'll see it a lot on defensive teams. It's an absolute nuisance. They'll throw Lucci in there too, just to get an extra like defensive dropping unit. Maybe they'll take off Kaido because people get intimidated by Kaido. But Lucci can hit really, really hard, and he's actually a great addition if you guys want to put him in the team over Kaido. To wrap it back up, I'm going to head back to that first team that I showcased, the one that Itachi put together with the Quick team. He runs a little bit of a different bench. Characters like Frankie can work on the bench. But as long as you have some driven powerhouse units like Blue Jam and Porchemi, you're going to be fine. With this team, you do need to run 5 driven and 5 powerhouse characters. With Blackbeard and Kaido, I love seeing Kaido back on the Quick team, by the way. I'm a big fan of what Verse Luffy's doing, don't get me wrong, but I love 6+ Kaido, man. Since he's Super Evolution, I've just been a huge fan of him in Rumble, and the fact that he's back on the team makes me very, very happy. But with Blackbeard, Kaido, Porchemi, and Blue Jam, you're covered for 4 out of 5 of both conditions. So the 4 of those characters work exceptionally well. Obviously, you want Cross Guild, you really want Smoothie because you really want to make sure you're getting those rollbacks. Then Zoro just gives so much cooldown that it just helps out so drastically. So Smoothie's going to be your other powerhouse unit. Cross Guild's going to be your other driven character. He needs that condition. And with that, you can basically free up that last slot on your bench for whatever you want it to be. Again, if you guys don't have like Porchemi, you can just use another powerhouse unit. Like I said, I believe Itachi uses Frankie. I think Hachan is also a powerhouse character, so you could definitely try something like that. But as you can see, like this team just feels way more fluent when fighting stuff like slashes. It felt way more it just felt like it cruised through because of that extra character that could roll back specials and just avoid the enemy from bulking themselves up and doing a lot of damage as well. Kaido just hits like a goddamn truck. He just ends the team, as you can see right there, and it works very, very nicely. But if you enjoyed the video, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Let me know what you guys think of Blackbeard in the comment section below. But most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.